I think first, Garrett Smith will miss the remainder of this season and stuff. So really, as far as I'll go today, Will Collins will start Saturday, and we're going to make some other moves, call-ups and stuff. But really got the official news later and stuff. So I had the opportunity to talk to the other players, who's moving up and who's doing this and stuff. So anyway, I want to talk to those guys first before I release it. But I can't confirm that he will not play the rest of the year, and I can't confirm that Will Collins will start the game on Saturday. Excited about winning the other night. I think it was big for us to win a game in the conference to kind of get going. And obviously, the mistakes were the mistakes. The 2 turnovers were critical. I thought we improved really. Other than obviously getting an extra point block, but I thought we improved special teams wise. Our coverage and stuff was good, pretty solid there. They hit one kickoff return for a few yards, but I thought we were pretty solid in that phase of it. Plus, we got a big kickoff return, and I thought we got a pretty big punt return there too, which was, I don't know, not significant in terms of whatever, but still it was 15, 20 yards, and so we were pleased with that because we didn't feel like that was, as good as it needed to be against Idaho. Really, I liked the way we played defensively. I think to start the game, we're a little bit on our heels. They were doing some different things and kind of had it off balance, which hurry-up teams can do. When you're off balance, you're off balance. But I thought we made a few plays defensively and really played solid. I know they had the touchdown drive right there late in the fourth quarter, but if you go back and look, really, the second half of the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, most of the fourth quarter, pretty solid defensively. I'm really happy for those guys. We had some guys go in and play really well. Trey Hunter came out of the game. Caleb Tucker came out of the game. But, we got a big sack from Donald Lewis. Got a big hurry in the play. One of those times from Sterling Dawes. Got a tip ball from Colton Moorhead. So, we had some guys come in on the D-line. Chase Day also came out of the game as well, but Jared Dunn went in. Cortez Cisco went in and kind of filled in for that. So really had a bunch of guys come out. Marcus Hubbard still really is not playing. I know y'all saw him come out. So he had a hamstring in the Georgia Southern game. He's been trying to come back. Hamstring's been kind of coming, but you look up and a guy like Nick Ingram's playing a lot, playing a bunch of plays and getting some really quality snaps when you look at it. So a little bit offensively again. I thought we did some really good things early in the game. Kept doing some things, but the mistakes really hurt us, and the 2 turnovers I thought really hurt us there. But it was good to see us to. I think be able to be physical, to when we needed to be able to run the football and stop the run, which we did. When you look at it, I think it was 300 to 127, something like that, rush yards and stuff. So thus, we ran 96 plays versus I think their 64. Time of possession was big time in our favor and stuff too. So it was good to be able to win a game like that. And stuff where we had to be physical. And but anyway, moving forward, New Mexico, good football team. When you look at it, good victories against Air Force last week, beat San Jose. Obviously, lost to Boise, which was a pretty good football team. But I think as of last week, I don't think I saw anything to change that. I haven't seen the official stats, but they were leading the nation in rushing. And they got after Air Force pretty good. So I think 358 yards a game running the football. Very impressive. Offensive line, really physical. Multiple backs. The 10s played quarterback, 13s played quarterback, 13 played last week, 10 came in. So I don't know. That little different, I guess. 13 seems to be, they're both good runners, but the primary runner, 10 they seem to throw it more when 10's in there. So we'll have to be ready for both guys. I don't know why 13 came out of the game, but he came out with about 10, 11 minutes left in the game and never went back in. And then 10 finished. 10 was the original starter of the season. And then he went out, 13 came in, 13's been in, 13 went out, 10 came back in. So we're assuming we got to be ready for both guys. Big test to go there, play on the road, play at a place like that against a good football team. Big test for us. And I'm impressed with what they're doing, especially from the offensive side. I think they really have some great things going. We've seen a lot of it before. They do have some new wrinkles, but, we've all coached against, and in the case of Scott Stoker, he coached with Bob DeBess. Bob was the head coach at Texas State, was in our league. Then he was the offensive coordinator at Sam Houston when Willie Fritz went. For the first 2 years, Willie was there. And so Coach Stoker got to see him a lot, and what they do. But it's the same deal that they bought to Sam Houston, and the same deal that you see Georgia Southern running. It's the triple option out of the shotgun, basically is what it is. And it's they're doing more, which I had stated the week we played Georgia Southern. They're doing more that what I remember and what we're accustomed to that Sam was doing, and their wideouts really get involved in the motion game and the pitch positions and stuff, which I think I commented to you guys that Georgia Southern wasn't as much into that as previous years when Coach Fritz was at Georgia Southern. Well, this is kind of Bob DeBess is kind of the starter of all that. Really, if you want to be honest, this first time he brought it in to Sam when Coach Fritz was first there, and then Roos came in but kept a lot of the same principles and stuff. So we've seen it. Like I said, it's a tough offense to defend, and they're doing it with good players. So
you always talk about making the system fit your personnel. Now with Collins as the quarterback full-time basis, what do you have to tweak offensively?
Not a lot, really. I mean, Will is a capable runner. He's a different kind of runner than Garrett, but I think y'all saw the other day he can make some plays running as well. Our passing game stuff is you got to see most of it's going to be the same when you look at it. There's a couple things that Coach Cuba and I were talking about yesterday that he'll get with Will, and do you feel more comfortable with a few of these other things as opposed to a couple of these other things too, which we've always done. I've always, and Coach Cube does it too, I've always sat down with quarterbacks and put in a game plan, and on Thursday or Friday, Fridays I'll sit down with them, okay, here's what we've worked on 3rd and 10, we got to get a first down. Tell me what you feel better with. And, they'll, Coach, I like, rate these 6 routes in order, what you feel more comfortable with. And sometimes quarterbacks will see them different, and boy, I really, this. And so we'll do some of that with Will to try to get him. And I was listening to the communications with Coach Cube and he on the headset and stuff, and we were actually doing that in the game the other day, kind of some stuff. And what happens sometimes too, the backup quarterback, he gets reps in practice, but sometimes he don't get necessarily all the reps in particular spots and stuff. So we wanted to know what Will felt better with in terms of of the game plan itself. So we'll set it up. We'll set it up for Will, obviously, but we'll also have to set it up too with a second guy in mind. That.
How important was it for Will to get in the game and have success going forward?
I think it's very important. I think it's you can see the other thing I thought was important. I thought our guys rallied around him, and you can see that when he hit the first touchdown, the second touchdown. I don't know anybody didn't come off the bench and was high-fiving him and everything. So everybody kind of rallied. I mean, behind Will too, which was good. But yeah, I agree with you. It was important. Nothing like having early success to be able. Now what we got to work on is getting on him yesterday. Is he can't cramp up, which he just hadn't got the reps in the game experience or whatever. And then I don't know if y'all noticed, but he started cramping in the fourth quarter, which and we really haven't worked another guy and stuff. So we were kind of. One time he was cramping and. It just so happened, and I was thinking about doing it just to try to hydrate him and get him. And Texas State called a timeout. Like, oh, thank y'all. I'm looking out there trying to figure out if he can actually run the next play and stuff. So, but, so hopefully he'll get some more reps. He'll move around a little bit more, and he won't be cramping again.
The quarterback run's been kind of something you guys have leaned on as kind of the games have gone on. But really with just, losing Garrett and then not having much behind him, is that something that you got kind of concerned about as you go forward and making sure that, you don't end up in this situation again?
Oh, yeah, I'm concerned. Yeah, obviously, yeah, absolutely. But, we kind of, quarterback's still going to have to run it. I mean, it's just that's the setup of what we're doing, and and we're not really in position to all out protect the quarterback. We did in the Auburn game, the Oklahoma game, and we'll do some of that, but we need, because of what we're doing and kind of how we're doing it, we're not going to become a two-back team overnight. You're going to see a fullback, and we don't have any. We haven't recruited to that and stuff. So the quarterback's still going to have to run it some, no doubt. But we just felt like we got in the conference games that there was some designed quarterback runs, not run pass options. Whatever that, not zone read options or whatever. And that's actually what Garrett got hurt on, was a straight run, 3rd and short, But will we still have a couple of those? Yes. But, we'll pick and choose when we think we need to use them.
And also, you alluded to it in post-game as far as Brian Williams going back to quarterback. Is that something that's going to happen now, getting the package going?
Well, I want to talk to the guys today, as I say, and I don't want anybody to, now and stuff. And, no, it just is what it is today, social media and everything else. If I knew the paper wasn't coming out till tomorrow, but nowadays I'd rather talk to the players first. And I don't want a player reading about, oh, really, I'm doing this, because we didn't find out till later yesterday. And then the players don't come till after lunch. And so we're going to sit down and, okay, this is what we're doing. And, Coach Cube and myself will sit down with them, and this is kind of the pecking order, and this is what we're thinking and stuff. I'd rather tell them first. So, yes, he was fine yesterday, and we met with Dr. Graves late yesterday afternoon, and typical Garrett. He's got a great attitude about everything, and I think too the other thing, he's such a tough kid. I was kind of hoping for, we're always hoping for the best, but, you can get a false sense with him. When he came into treatment, he turns the corner and he's walking down the hall. I think he's limping a little bit, but he just, so you're thinking, wow, but it doesn't surprise me. He's a tough kid, and, but he was actually, when I came in, he hadn't went yet yesterday, last week, but Saturday, we came in at the half, he was in there. He came in there and, encouraging all the players and walking, and stuff. So, you kind of hope for when you see that. But, he was fine, though, to answer your question. He, and stuff. And Dr. Graves kind of laid it out for him, and this would kind of be the stuff. And, so, see.
What will be the status of Hunter, Tucker, and Day? Are they good to go this week?
I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. They'll, we're working out today, and, they'll go through some more treatment today. Tomorrow for us, Tuesdays are more of a game plan day. We don't do good on good stuff on Tuesday. So tomorrow is a good gauge for me. You kind of get them to most of those kids are, I call it competition Wednesday, but, we compete and do some good on good stuff. And, I don't foresee them doing that, but we'll get a little bit better gauge tomorrow once you get them out there and they run around and stuff. And I don't get much of a gauge, to be honest with you. Like this afternoon, they're working out and they're doing rehab and stuff, and they'll bring them out, and like Tucker has a hamstring, they'll run him, but that's not a good gauge for me. He strides and you think he's okay, and then you get out there and start doing football stuff, and wow, not moving real good. So I kind of got to get him out there Tuesday but I would say they're, whatever you call it, whatever the official word is, questionable.
At the same time, it's not ideal, like the injuries y'all are going through right now and everything, but, just coming back to work after a win, obviously it's got to feel pretty good, considering everything you've been through this year so far.
Yeah, I was telling you guys the other night, and that hasn't changed. I really, I'm happy to see them, they were happy after the game, and, so for coaches, you got another game, you kind of go in and stuff, and I really, to be honest with you, I forgot about it, but I think it's big in terms of, their morale, their attitude. And it was big for us to win one of those games because, I think we're making progress. I really do. But you keep saying that and you don't win. And, people that aren't close to the program, I think, and can see progress, well, y'all lost again. So I think it was important for us to win because, I could stand here and say that all I want, but you guys know and I know. We're a player or two away from being tied for first place in the Sun Belt. We could just as easily be 3-0 as we are 1-2, and we could just as easily be 0-3 if they catch the ball at the end of the game. So I think it's important. because like I said, I mean, we're trying to move the program forward and stuff, and I think it's important to win, win one of those games, and stuff, because we were right there. Obviously, it's against Georgia Southern. We were so close to winning. I felt like we could have very, very easily won the Idaho game, although I did say after the game I thought Idaho had a good football team, and obviously they turned around and they tortured New Mexico State. 660, 70 yards of total offense they had against New Mexico State, which I was impressed with Linehan. I was impressed with what they did, and told Coach Petrino after the game, I mean, they played hard, they executed, they didn't make mistakes. They got a good football team, and stuff. So I'm saying that obviously with respect for Idaho, but we could have very easily won that game, so you get there, sooner or later I think you have to win one of those, and so I think that's what was important, for the players. Coaches didn't change anything, he's come back, you got another one,
For how young your team and inexperienced it is that a game where you point to and say we kind of grew up a little bit?
I hope so. I really do. And but the important thing is how they come back, how you approach the next week, and yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could be, but if you don't come back, they don't come back with the right, we don't have good Tuesday practice, we don't have good preparation, then, I mean, I believe in momentum to a certain extent, more than what's the famous Jimmy Leland quote, I love it. Y'all got all the momentum, and what he say, there's no such thing as momentum in baseball. Momentum's tomorrow's starting pitcher, and I, like I said, maybe a little bit more than that, but I did agree with that statement, because I'm a baseball guy from way back, and you're right. Tomorrow's starting pitcher's not on it. There's no momentum. So, it could be, but we have to do all the things, and, so what you hope for is, you come out and, maybe a little more bounce in your step on Tuesday practice, and you kind of, that's what you hope for, but we'll see.
Yeah, you guys kind of quietly are creeping up there as Bird Nation as far as, rushing yards go. I think you guys are at about 57 right now, and, is that, in your mind, is that just kind of a sign of progress for what you want this offense to be, and do you think that that's, something you guys can take on the road with you and have as a consistent weapon?
I hope so, because no doubt. I mean, I think it's big every week, but it's certainly big on the road. It'd be big against a team like this, because their mantra is to run the football, control the clock, keep you, and it would be nice. We were able to do some of it at Georgia Southern, in the sense that it wasn't so lopsided with time of possession and all that. We were able to do a little bit of that. But when it gets to be like, like Auburn and stuff, when they're just controlling the game, and you're going 3 and out and they're getting it back and stuff, that makes it hard. So, yeah, certainly I hope moving forward we can do that. And, I know what I would like to see, and what Coach Cube would like to see is we'd like to see balance. That's what we're looking forward. Not necessarily looking for what happened the other night, in terms of that, but we would like to have balance and stuff where, because obviously I think the better offenses, throw it when they want to throw it and run it when they want to run it, and stuff, because, you're not just forced to do something, you can, where you're kind of the one dictating, and then defensive guys, then, they want to take one of them away from you, so it's kind of, but I think first off, you have to have the ability to exploit both, if that's the right word. As an offensive, running an offense, you have to have the ability to exploit both. You have to be able to, they know you can run it, they know you can throw it and stuff. And so that's what we've been trying to work towards. And, the guy, again, the other night, a guy like Duke Carter really helped us in that sense. He came in and I thought gave us a big spark and stuff. And one of the things that Duke has, too, that hopefully, we'll keep working or whatever, that I think we lost when we didn't get Tyler Kane, is we lost the ability to hit a home run in the run game, to really, with our backs that we have with Luckett and Vaughn and Kofi, they're more pound backs or whatever. But I felt like with Kane, we had the ability to, if you fit it wrong and you fit it whatever, he can hit it and take it, for a ways. And Duke gives you that ability too.
Preparing for New Mexico, how different is that preparation when it's a team that runs it like 80% of the time?
Well, we'll go back to defensively. We'll go back to a lot of what we did in preparation for Georgia Southern, and which calls for doing stuff like half line, and breaking the option down into pieces, the dive, the quarterback, the pitch. So it's, from a time standpoint, it's the same, but you're right, though, it is a little bit different in terms of setting up defense to practice against it. And but I'm fortunate. I mean, I got a defensive staff here, and we have some experience with the option, but doesn't mean it's going to work. But it means we have some experience preparing for it and stuff. And I've always said that ever since I got into coaching. But most of us have a high school background. High school guys can defend the option. I mean, the option is not as prevalent in college. But if you play like Georgia Tech or somebody like that runs a double option, well, heck, I mean, you see that all the time in high school. Well, I say that nowadays, high school don't see that. But back, when I first got into college, well, I mean, Lord, if you were in the same league with Acadiana and all them, you could play the option. You saw it every year. So it wasn't that. Whereas college sometimes, that's a wow. Man, somebody actually still runs that. And that's. But like I said, hopefully our coaches have seen it, and I'm hoping that maybe, it's a little bit different on a few things, but hopefully we can lean on a little bit of the Georgia Southern preparation too. Okay. Thank you, guys.